We have been in a fog, and as we emerge, we see the world's been pushed to the brink, and so have you. I'm Dr. David Orrs, I'm the Doc of DeFi, and today we're doing things in a little different perspective. Got a little bit different camera setup this time, and I am realizing that yes, I'm the Doc of DeFi, and I haven't really spoken a lot about finances in the last little while. Mainly because the market's been on a bit of a pause. There's a bit of a lull. It's a bear market. There's a lot of speculation going around. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of semi-nefarious actions going on, and you can consult the news and find out all of that. There's no sense in me repeating it. That would be a huge video all on its own. But more importantly, in this space is I wanted to share what I was doing personally in this time. So right now, instead of focusing so much on assets specifically, I'm taking a step back and I am looking at asset classes instead. So more broad. So just figuring out where I'm comfortable. I've shared with you already that I'm comfortable in the land space, so the land assets in the digital space and metaverse, as well as in the blue chip coins that I call Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you can use something called stablecoin, which is a coin that is based one-on-one or pegged one-on-one with a real world asset, so it's quite stable. And that's sort of a purchasing where you can park your money and figure out what you want to purchase from there. And it's quite stable in that respect. So this is what I'm coining the phrase pilot light strategy. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with what a pilot light is, but it's in gas-driven appliances, so decorative fireplaces or functional fireplaces that are gas, hot water heaters, furnaces, they all can be turned off, but somewhere deep inside of them there's a small little flame. It's there to help reignite things quicker, and it's called a pilot light. So this is my strategy in the crypto space right now. It's being that pilot light. It's having some small presence, knowing that you have built a system, but you've turned that off or turned it down for the moment, given the market circumstances or given your comfort level. Right? Not everybody is turned down or off right now. There are a lot of people that are still making trades based on the upcoming projected bull trap, or the fact that they really think that there's going to, they can predict what months are going to continue to decline. So that's perfectly fine for them. It's just not what I practice. So I've got my pilot light strategy as well on the health side, and that's why I decided to do that here in the prep space today. And I have here inside my container that I'm going to enjoy for the rest of the morning what I call my metabolic coffee. So why do I do this? Well, I've just come back from a very short couple days mini staycation here. We had such a glorious weekend. I didn't have to travel. In fact, a lot of people view Vancouver as a destination. So that's what I was doing as well. And that brings me off of my usual health choices and health regimens, because I want to have a bit of fun. I want to have some flexibility on things and want to enjoy the atmosphere that I'm in. So I can find a way to bring myself back with this little pilot light strategy with my metabolic coffee. It works really well. It's part of my program, Metabolic Shred, and certainly if you have adapted, in other words, going through this program and have adapted away from the insulin system and simple sugar ways of operating your body onto what I think is a much more efficient but often dormant metabolic system inside of you, then you can use this as a great strategy, and it provides a lot of health benefits. So inside the coffee, first of all, you need to have a container that you'll be able to do a bit of mixing in. So tall and narrow, in order to use one of these machines, it hooks to a motor, of course, that you can then use to blend in this cup. You use some high quality butter. So this is from the farmer's market. It's made in small batches. It's grass-fed, it's organic. Okay, so you use a knob of butter. A knob is like, I guess, the size of one of your knuckles. So what is that? Maybe a 3/4 tablespoon. You use organic heavy cream to taste. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but you can. And then high quality salt. So I got two varieties here. I have a sea salt made in small batches, or cultivated, sorry, in small batches, not made, or a Himalayan salt. You have to do your research on these salts, of course, how they're actually processed. And the Himalayan salt, of course, you don't want that blasted out of the ground because there's the potential to have the blast powder into your product. So do your research a little bit on the salt. And then we have something called MCT oil, medium chain triglyceride oil derived from palm and coconut. And the reason why I add this to the coffee, and of course the coffee is best actually not only to be organic and fair trade, but high altitude coffee. At any rate, the reason why is because once I have adapted my body in the first module of Metabolic Shred called Adapt, and once I have taken myself into this more efficient metabolic way of maintaining your health and transforming your body, then I can use this as a pilot light. Because what this does is, after coming off of a time of celebration or flexibility, you've made some choices that probably aren't akin to the best things for your health, and you can just have this pilot light on with this other metabolism, this parallel metabolism that is much more powerful in my opinion, and that's something you can attain through the Metabolic Shred. This program will be available this coming fall in September. If you have any questions, leave some comments below and we can give you some information on that. But this is what I'm going to do now to just have my pilot light going, and then once I'm able to get back on to what the Metabolic Shred is all about, it will be much easier to turn on that system. So that's what my metabolic coffee is doing right now. So 2 pilot light strategies, one for health, one for wealth. Hope that was useful for you, and we'll catch you in the next video.